cause I'm a trendsetter. I raise the bar every time I'm in more. Every rhyme's a star, every line, cause I'm a trendsetter. Don't need to be the...
What's going on, guys? Just showing my workbench here. It's phase one. This Labor Day weekend, most people are out partying it up, drinking, boozing it up. I'm making a workbench. So this is what I got done. All made from 2x4s right now. Right here. I went with this way. I find this way is the best way to do it. I mean, you got a couple cracks on that side, but one there. The problem was I went with too long a screw on this side here. So it kind of cracked it a little bit, but it's all good. But anyway, this is the way I put them together. I think it's more heavy duty this way. There's probably 3 or 4 different ways to do the legs of a workbench, but this is what I did. There. Anyway, I'm gonna be putting a shelf on the bottom. And then I'll be putting one obviously on the top. I'm gonna use plywood. This is a 4x8 cut. To 2. This is a 2x6. In case there's any questions. 2 feet, 6 feet. So it's 4x8 piece of plywood. I got cut in half for the 2 pieces to go on the top and bottom. I'm gonna have a little piece left over, obviously, but yeah, they cut it for you right at the Home Depot. I'm like, you know what? You're gonna cut it for free. I'll have you guys cut it. But you know, you can easily use a circular saw, or any kind of other saw. I've been using my miter saw here for all the cutting. On a workbench, kind of a mess. You get stuff all over the place. But yeah, this is pretty much it. Right here, I'll be showing you the next phase. You can look at it from this angle. So, any comments or questions about the materials, or if anyone's planning on making one? Well, this is pretty much the hard part. Once you get this done, it doesn't take long, but once you get this, it's pretty much clear sailing from here. But any comments or questions, let me know. I'll give you the list of materials, the sizes, if you want to do 2x6. And that's it. I'll catch you during phase 2. Any comments or questions, just write them down below. All right, later. What's going on, guys? Saturday night. Saturday, Labor Day weekend. This is part 2 of my workbench. I showed you part 1 not too long ago. This is basically just to take over from part 1. I got the 3/4 inch plywood glued on. I'm gonna let this sit overnight. I'm sorry about this view of my camera. It just comes in so close. Anyway, yeah. So 3/4 plywood up on top. It's just glued. I used this new Gorilla Glue. They have this is wood glue. They have a couple other types of Gorilla Glue, but this is specifically made for wood. I don't know, it was like $4. You get a pretty good amount. Works awesome. The thing is with this, you got to be quick. As soon as you lay this glue down, I mean, you literally got like 2 to 3 minutes to start, getting there your top, your bench top, where it's supposed to be or where you want it. You can't sit around and wait because bonds real quick. So it's a great glue, real great glue. Um, I mean, within 5 minutes, when you couldn't move I couldn't take this off if I tried. It's almost like it's screwed on. But I reinforced the bottom. I'm gonna put a shelf down here. I still got to put one more center beam here, like I did up top. Let's see if we can get under there. But yep. So what I basically got to do is screw these in. You know, put a couple screws in along the top here. Put that center board in to reinforce the bottom. Then I'm going to put a shelf on the bottom for some other stuff, for some tools, some other supplies and stuff. Then I'm going to polyurethane it. Then I'm pretty much done. It's a pretty simple project. Anyone who's looking at getting a workbench, you got to build your own, because I mean these things are so expensive. Like if you want to buy one, um, you know, something like this. I mean, literally $80 in supplies, and you got a 2x6 workbench, made with great quality. You did it yourself. You know exactly how it was made. There's no mess ups. You're gonna make sure every screw is turned, and you know every angle and every dimension and stuff like that is just on point. So you don't got to worry about any failures later on. But you know, 500-600 bucks something like this would cost in a store, and it's going to be not even half as good of quality. So I mean, it's very simple. There's tons of videos on YouTube. I mean, if you want to, build your own. Like I said in part one, the way I did the legs. Once you do the legs, basically the frame, I mean, takes you maybe 2 or 3 hours. You nail them in. I used 3-inch screws. Um, Actually, I could show you. These are the screws I used. Deckmate T25. It comes with the the driver bit, which is cool. So pretty much just pop the bit in your drill, your impact driver, and you're ready to rock. Um, but to be honest with you, these are 3-inch. You don't really need that big a screw. I would do 2.5 for this type of workbench. If you're using like a thicker piece of, a 1-inch piece of plywood and, stuff like that, and using, different type of, not 2x4s, you know, 4x8s or something like that, you might want to go with the 3-inch, but 2.5 is perfect. Um, but yeah, so I mean, this is pretty much it. Part three, hopefully I'll get to tomorrow. I kind of want to get this done by the weekend here. Because once you stop working on it, you're pretty much, you know, things can happen that, you might not get to it. You got your kids doing sports or busy with work or stuff like that. So, you may not get to it again. So I like to finish it up. But yeah, tomorrow I'll show you with this bottom shelf all done. This will be all screwed in. And then part four, I'm just going to show you the whole thing done. I'm going to have a vise hooked up. I'm going to put a vise here. Yeah, and that's probably about it. I might add a couple knickknacks here and there as time goes on. But um, actually, what I'm going to do is put a bottle opener too. Probably right here. In case I want one of my nice frosty beverages. Gonna put one here. But whatever you like to do, whatever you want to do, you can make it happen. So, just make sure the biggest thing with these things is you got to make sure everything is cut precisely. Because you're off by, a half an inch, you're off by a quarter of an inch. I mean, it can really mess up. You're going to have wobbly, the whole thing can wobble. You're going to have, stuff that just doesn't match up right. And it's going to set you back in time and material and stuff like that. And it's something that just make sure your cuts are right on, you know, just make sure that you pencil everything perfect with your measuring and with your dimensions and stuff. And it's pretty much, just screwing in screws and, putting everything together. But all right, so that's about it. I like to get it from the other side, but yeah, so this is actually the front side. It's going to be the front side. So what I was talking about over here. So I'm just looking at it myself. I'm sorry. But anyway, all right. So this is it. Let me go back because the lighting is terrible. There's the plywood. Like I said, it's a 4x8 sheet. At Home Depot, they cut 2 feet off. This is the remainder right here. And everything gets so zoomed in on this phone. Anyway, that's the piece that they cut off, and then you get two pieces like this. So this is a 2x6, and that other one is a 2x6, and this is just the 2 feet off the end of it. But this is your highest amount. I mean, you can do so many things with a countertop. You don't have to use plywood. You can use boards. You can make this whole thing. I seen one guy make one of my buddies. He has his 2x4s. The entire workbench is 2x4s. He ran them across this way and just cut them all along. But you can use boards, 4x8 boards, stuff like that. I know somebody that used a door. Actually, he has a video on YouTube. Yeah, he got an old door, I don't know, from somewhere, and he put the door as the bench top. So I mean, there's plenty of different things that you can do to put on top of these workbenches. But I went with a plywood 3/4 inch. So all right, the video's getting a little too long here for what it is, but face part 3 will be tomorrow. And any comments or questions, just let me know. And this workbench was put together with a miter saw and those two things right there, an impact driver and a drill. It's a DeWalt brushless and a Ryobi drill. Pretty much that and a miter saw. That's really it, and the screws and stuff. But all right, any comments or questions, let me know, and I'll catch you on the next one. Well, here she is, all done. This is part 3 of my workshop bench, workshop table, whatever. I just put my third coat of polyurethane on top. I went with a mesh. I don't really like the glossy finish. This is the stuff I used. Varathane polyurethane, ultra fast dry time, fingerprint resistant, superior durability. I like this stuff. It has the unique soft touch. Yeah, it dries so quick. I mean, I was able to put 2 coats on last night, and I just put one on today. Today is Monday. Today is Labor Day, 2015. yeah, so she's all finished. I put the bottom shelf on. Did a nice cut with my Makita 12-bolt cordless drill. I think it's awesome. I mean, I'm gonna probably be using that cordless drill. I mean, the cordless saw now. I won't even use my 18-volt. I mean, it's a small blade, 3 3/8, but you know, what am I cutting? I'm just doing some handyman specials here. But everything was pretty simple. I mean, this is so easy to make. I showed you the way I did the legs on them. I still think that's the best way. Here's my putty. It's all dry. Great polyurethane. Right there's another one. There. Then you put the polyurethane right out. You don't have to put wood putty in these things. I mean, I don't really regret it, but if I was to do another one, I would just leave the screws. But yeah, there she is. Um, like I said, the legs, that's the best way in my mind to do it. I mean, it's so reinforced that way. I mean, every piece of the wood has a good piece of wood that it can connect to and attach to. And, this is all made with 2x4s. So, I mean, this bench cost me, I think, $75 with everything, materials, screws, um, glue. That's pretty much it. I mean, if you were to buy something like this, my God, I see benches. I saw benches at Home Depot. $600-700 for a bench this size. Like I said, make it yourself. It's a couple hours of work. It's fun. You get out. Um, and you made it yourself. So you know exactly how well it's built, what you can accomplish yourself by, having some nice craftsmanship on your own, that you did it, stuff like that. So it's worth it. Putting a little elbow grease into it, making it. Um, yeah, so like I said, if you want to buy something like this, you can buy, Workbench. I mean, to be honest, look at it. All right, you see this Workbench here? You see it? You see this Workbench? That Workbench right there. This Workbench was $105. This little thing. I don't know, 29 inches by maybe 24 inches was 100 to $110. And you got this right here, 6x2, a shelf on the bottom, $78. All right, I'll catch you in the next one. Any questions or comments? Let me know.